For those who suffer a shoulder fracture, also known as a proximal humerus fracture due to a fall or trauma, the road to recovery can be slow and frustrating. This morning on Ask a Specialist, we'll talk about what you need to know with Dr. Michael J. Chen, Orthopedic Surgeon and Fracture Specialist at the Queens Medical Center, West Oahu. Good morning, Dr. Chen. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning. Doing fine. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me here.
Now, first off, what is a proximal humerus fracture?
So the proximal humerus fracture is a fracture of the humeral part of the shoulder joint. The shoulder has a ball and a socket for the joint, and it's a fracture of the ball side. Now, these fractures can happen after a ground level fall from standing, particularly in the elderly patients who tend to have poor bone quality, which happens to the majority of us as we age. Now, these fractures can be problematic because if they're not treated right, they can lead to problems with shoulder mobility and strength when you need the shoulder to do a lot of things with daily life. And the treatment is very patient specific, and it can either be as simple as no surgery to fixing the fracture and restoring the native anatomy of the patient to replacing the actual shoulder itself with artificial implants.
So, Dr. Chen, does this fracture need to be fixed?
That's a great question. So the vast majority of these fractures, turns out, don't have to be fixed, and they will do well with non-operative treatment, but they still need physical therapy. Now, certain fracture patterns do need to be fixed, and other factors that play into the decision-making are the activities that the patient likes to do and their bone quality. So all these kind of play together into helping me determine, okay, does this fracture need to be fixed, or will it do well if we don't fix anything? So if it does go the route of needing to be fixed, it's important to have that the surgeon knows what they're doing and that they use good surgical technique, because these fractures are very tricky to get to heal, and you need to have a good restoration of anatomy and stable fixation. And afterwards, physical therapy is crucial to get the motion back. And you have to monitor these closely because the fractures can tend to settle a little bit. And so you just need to watch it out for it. And then, so I'd like to show an example of one such fracture that was fixed, just to show what that kind of looks like. And so this shows a fracture of the proximal humerus on the left, and then the reconstruction on the right. And so you can see that there's been a restoration of the anatomy and a nice stable fixation in there. So this should go on to heal. And the benefit of fixing it in this way is that after it heals, there's no restrictions in terms of weightlifting or putting your arm in any position that you want.
Now, doctor, finally, does it need to be replaced at some point?
So the alternative is, if you don't fix the fracture and you don't replace the fracture, if you don't do non-operative surgery and you don't fix the fracture, then the other option is to replace the shoulder itself with artificial metal implants. And this is a better option in our older patients, and large multi-center studies have shown that the older patients tend to do better with replacing it than fixing it. They have fewer issues with it, and they can get back to their life at a quicker rate. But there is a downside for replacing the shoulder, and that's there are weightlifting restrictions that are going to be in place for the rest of your life if you do go this route. And so, in the end, if you are unfortunate to have a proximal humerus fracture, it's important to see somebody who knows how to treat these and can provide a surgery to fix it if that's the best surgery for you, or to replace it.
All right.
But it's very patient specific. Okay.
Now, to learn more about the services being offered by the Queens West Orthopedic Center, just go to queens.org, click on Queens West, then click on Services, then click on Orthopedic Center, or you can just give them a call at 808-691-3520. Thank you very much, Dr. Chen, for your time, and have a great day.
Thank you very much. You too. Bye.